Hey everybody, what's up? It's R-DiK here, old school duelist 12, whatever you want to call me. Now I'm here with a Fluffal deck profile update. The last time I posted Fluffals, the ban list came out the next day after I uploaded the video. So, that really sucked, but, oh well. So, we're gonna jump into it. I've updated him. I do have I wouldn't say all the new support, but I do have a lot of the new support. By some of the new support, I mean like the extra deck new support. And sadly, I'm not running extra time or the Vol chain because that's what happened last time. Sadly, we're gonna jump into the deck profile. There is still some basics I'm running. There's some. I'm pretty sure for some of you that look up this, that see this deck profile, you're gonna be like, "Why are you running that, not this?" And I'll explain why after the video. So, I run 3 Fluffal dog. Dog is your Stratos. It searches out your Fluffal or Edge Imp Sabers, because that's like the main, Sabers is like, the important card of the deck. Next thing I run is 3 Owl still. I still prefer 3 Owl. I will let you know now that I do run 3 Owl 2 Poly. Here's why I run 3 Owl 2 Poly. First of all, Owl itself is a poly, and second of all, it's a nice ratio for 3-to-2 ratio, I guess you can call it. The consistency is great because I don't really want it, because if I did run 3 poly at once, and I didn't really like it. I didn't like running 3 poly because I draw into too much, and that would defeat the purpose of Owl. So it really sucked. So I really liked it at 3-to-2. That's how it was in my in the old version, and I just followed it back to this one. I run 3 Sheep. Sheep is amazing. It's what gets you like almost every play possible. Just special summon it if you control a Fluffal, bounce the Fluffal back. Special summon an Edge Imp from hand or grave. It's kind of like an Edge Imp Monster Reborn. Plus, it gives you a free fusion most of the time, because you could just search. You could just normal dog, search out Sheep if you already have a poly, or your fight for fusion, or if you already have the Edge Imp in hand or grave and you just need the poly and you have Sheep, normal Owl, special summon Sheep, bounce back to Owl so you can grab a poly later, and summon and fusion for anything. And then for the last Fluffal to deck, I run Fluffal Bear. Just one bear. One bear is nice. The thing, I don't run Sheep, or not Sheep, I don't run Wings. That's a new thing. I don't like Wings. It's great draw power, but I just don't like Wings. I don't like the way he runs, because it also wastes for me, at least my playstyle, it wastes a banish for me, therefore wasting the reason why the guy's in grave. Yes, I can get more draw power out of it. Yes, I can, get vendor effect. But at the same time, I banish, and I banish it, and therefore I waste the Fluffal in grave. Plus, I can use the Fluffal Wings for a fusion with Fright for Fusion. But like I said, I don't like the playstyle. I don't like running Wings because of the double banish effect. And that's about it. And I don't run Mouse. I don't like Mouse because it just for me personally, again, this is playstyle, Mouse takes up deck space that I could be using for other stuff. Here is my Edge Imps. I run 3 Edge Imp Chain. Edge Imp Chain searches out your any Fright for card. Yeah, he searches out any Fright for card. So you can search your Fright for Fusion, your Designer Fright for. If you run Edge Imp Frightfuloid, you can search out that. Or you can search out your Fright for Factory, your Fright for March if you run that. But that's all up to you, just telling you that's your targets. And if you declare attack with it, you can add another Edge Imp Chain to hand. I rarely use that effect, but it's it's just a nice thing to have there. I also run 2 Sabers. Yes, Sabers is the main card of the deck, and I only run 2 though. There's another reason why I only run 2, because I have 4 cards that take the place of that. Here's one of them. But Sabers is nice because you can combo it with Vendor. Have Edge Imp and Grave. Vendor, you can have Sabers and Grave. Use Sabers effect because it's like a Plague Spreader. For a special summon, just take a card, put it on top. Special summon. You Vendor effect. pitch anything from hand to grave. Sometimes you can pitch a poly because of something else that I run. Look at the top card. Oh, look at that. It's a Fluffal card. Boom. So that's just a good combo with sabers that allows you a bunch of special summons. I run Tomahawk, Edge Imp Tomahawk. It is a Gaia and a Prisma in one thing, because you can pitch an Edge Imp from hand to grave, deal 800. There's the Cowboy. Why did I say Gaia? Meant to say Cowboy. You send an Edge Imp from hand to grave, deal 800 damage. There's your Cowboy. And it's a Prisma because you can send an Edge Imp from deck to grave, and it becomes that for the turn. So it's a nice little... You can combo that with sabers and then go into the vendor combo. Okay, and then the next card I run, the last Edge Imp, is One Saw. I run One Saw. Saw is nice. The fusion is nice, but I only run One Saw because I have other stuff. Because I can easily combo Saw with Tomahawks and Saw to grave. Boom! I can get the fusion. And then here is the last non-Frightfur or Fluffal or Edge Imp card. I run 2 King of the Swamp. King of the Swamp is nice. It's another card to search out poly faster. Just pitch it from hand to grave. You can normal it on field or have it in grave, and it can replace any fusion material with a specific name. So it allows you, that gives you access to more of your Frightfur cards. And again, that's another card that combos with Saw, combos with Chain if you run out of chains in grave, and also combos with sabers. So you don't have to use up the sabers early. You just pitch that if you polyed. But it's a really amazing card. I like it at 2. It's pretty nice. The consistency of drawing into it when you need it, excuse me, is nice. It's another, like I said, it's another card. Excuse me, I'm just burping all over the place. It's another card to get poly out faster besides your owls. So yeah, there's another card with that. And yeah, that's about it. That takes care of the monsters. We're going to move on to the spells. Now, my spells, I actually did change a little bit from before, from my last deck profile of Fluffals. 3 Frightfur Fusion before. I only had 2, now I run 3. Frightfur Fusion, because of the new extra deck, the new fusions, this is your go-to card. This is like hardcore, your go-to card. Then also, I run 2 Vendor. It's like a Miracle Fusion for you that don't. For you new duelists who want to run a cheap and fun deck. Well, I wouldn't say cheap if you want to build the competitive version. Frightfur Fusion is a Miracle Fusion. Just banish Fluffal or materials for a Frightfur monster from field or grave. 2 Vendor. Vendor is great. It's a nice search. You can combo it with itself. For the pitch, you can just pitch Toy Vendor. There you go. You get a draw and hope for a special summon, plus you get a search. So it's a nice little combo. I run 2 poly, like I said. It's a nice 2. I mean, if you're counting the King of the Swamps as well, it's a 5-to-2 ratio. Now, the 5-to-2 ratio, that means it's just different 5 cards that actually search out poly. I run 2 poly. 2 poly is nice because I also have the 3 Frightfur Fusion. I'm just messing that all up. Because I have the 3 Frightfur Fusion, and Frightfur Fusion is your main fusion card of the deck. I run 2 Instant Fusion because you can OTK with Instant Fusion and go into, I'm just going to reveal it now, you can go into Sabertooth really easily, which is one of the new cards. But yes, Instant Fusion, nice. It's a nice card to combo into it. I will tell you now, if you go for Sheep, because Sheep is your target, Sheep is the only target that you would summon. So it's a nice little card, but it does not come back because it's not destroyed by an opponent's card effect or monster in battle. So, like I said, if you Instant Fusion into Sheep, which is your target if you use Instant Fusion, it does not come back. The Instant Fusion is mainly to summon out Sheep, and then Sheep's just chilling there on the field, and you can use it to go into Sabertooth, or if you really wanted to, you can go into Chimera. And I'll explain why they're so important. I run 1 Frightfur Factory. I tried Frightfur Factory on YGO Pro. I really enjoyed it. It's such a great OTK. It allows you 1 more way to fusion, so you have a total of 6 ways to fusion. I could not number for a sec. It gives you 6 ways to fusion. You have your 3 Frightfurs, your 3 Frightfur fusions, your 2 polys, and your Frightfur factory, plus the 3 Fluffal owls. That itself is a poly, so that is a total of 9 ways to fuse in this deck. Frightfur factory also helps Frightfur fusion from floating, and floating is just bringing it back. From floating, when it's destroyed, you banish, or any banished Frightfur fusions, you bring back to hand. Now the way you use the card is you banish a polymerization or a fusion spell card besides Diffusion Wave Motion. I can never explain that. I never remember the name of that card. But Diffusion Wave, besides that card, and you get to... It's a poly. It's an on-field poly for Frightfur cards specifically. So it's like Fusion Gate, basically. To sum up the whole thing, you banish a poly or a fusion spell card from grave. And like I said, when it's destroyed, you get to add a Frightfur fusion that is banished to hand. And then I run 1 MST because I had space for 1 MST. So why not? I took out my Suture Rebirths for people that have seen my other deck profile. I took out the Suture Rebirths only because, yes, it's a good card to run, but at the same time, it's also bad because it brings back... The only good thing about it, I'd say, would for now, is for the fusions to special summon the Frightfur cards back, because it special summons Frightfurs and Fluffal monsters from grave. So that was the only plus from it, but the effect is negated, so it was kind of pointless to me. So I took it out. And onto the traps. 2 Designer Frightfurs. Yes, it is a Call the Haunted. It's like a Call the Haunted for Fluffals. So it is a nice card to have. Yeah, that's about it. Then I run 2 Fusion Reserves. It's a way to help your polys float. It's a basic search card. You just reveal a fusion monster from your extra deck, and you add any material to hand, and it has to be a specific name. So if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to search anybody out, it's basically for the edge imps, to search out your different edge imps, plus to make your poly float. It's a great combo with the Toy Vendor, because you can just use this, or you can use Toy Vendor, pitch a poly, hope for the special summon, use Fusion Reserve, get your poly back, plus a specific search. Then I run 2 Mirror Force, because I need the widespread explosion. It's really great right now. I want the new Mirror Force. It'll make the deck even better. But until I get those Mirror Force, just basic Mirror Forces are nice. And then I have 3 1-ofs. Bottomless Trap Hole, because I need the Banish and Destruction. Solemn Warning, because why not Solemn Warning? And Vanity's Emptiness. I run Vanity's Emptiness to stop their special summons. But this deck runs so much with sending cards from deck and field to grave, so it doesn't really affect you all that much. It is every once in a while. I do get stuck with it for a couple of turns, but I always find a way to get it off the field. Excuse me. And just to let you know, you cannot combine it with... You cannot poly, get your monsters off field, and then that leaves. You could do it, send the materials to grave, but you won't get the fusion because this doesn't resolve till after they're sent to grave and after polymerization resolves. Just giving you a heads up. One of the best cards to do it with is just MST. You just MST one of their cards, done. Or you can easily just Toy Vendor, you could Tomahawk. There's all sorts of different ways, but since it's at once, you rarely draw into it. You kind of just draw into it when you need it. It's nice. It's a nice card to at least have in the deck. That takes care of the main deck. We're gonna move on to the extra deck. So 3 Frightfur Sheep, because Frightfur Sheep is amazing for OTK. It helps itself float. So he's always on the field. Rarely does he get destroyed, but for the most part, he always lives on field and rarely is in grave. Frightfur Leo. I run 2 because I have the deck space. Why not? He is a Volcasaurus. You just target a monster on the field, destroy it. They take equal to its original attack. So if they have a zeroed out monster, you can just deal that big ass damage to it. But I'll run 2. I run 1 Tiger, run Frightfur Tiger. He is the best card of the deck. In my eyes, he is amazing. For every fusion material used to summon him, you could pop that many cards, plus every Fluffal and Frightful monster. For every Fluffal and Frightful monster on the field, Frightful monsters gain 300. So if you have 5 Fluffals or 4 Fluffals in him, that is 1,500 points added to him. Or if you have 5 Frightfurs, or as the move I like to call 5 Nights at Frightfurs, then you get 1,500 points to all Frightful monsters, and they become big. So it is a great asset. I want to put more. I want to run a total of 3 of these, but it's a 30 card. It's a $30 card right now because Fluffals are actually really powerful right now. They are so strong, especially because of the new support. And this guy, Sabretooth, Fright First Sabretooth. It requires at least a Frightful monster and 1 Fluffal or Edgem to fusion summon. And if you use 3 or more, he's undestroyed by card effect and battle. Now, when he's fusion summoned, you get to special summon 1 Frightful monster from grave. And each Frightful monster gains 400 attack. So as soon as he hits field, he's 28 for himself. And it's a great combo with Tiger, because that's 500 points added, or I'm sorry, 1,100 points added to him, so he becomes 3k. He becomes 31, so that's 61 damage straight to your opponent. Then I run 1 Wolf for the old OTK combo, because you can OTK with Wolf. I run 1 Bear, so I have at least 1 monster I can target, 1 Fluffal monster I can target to Fusion Reserve if I really need to. And I run 1 Fright for Chimera, because why not? Now for the overlays, I run 1 101 for the 101 effect, 182 because I have Toy Vendor, so he can't be targeted by attack, 1 Ragna 0 because you can do nasty combos with that, 1 Abyss Dweller for the stop negation of graveyard effects, 1 Black Ship of Corn, number 50, for the small monster pop, because monster pop is really necessary, and 1 Gaga Cowboy for the 800 damage. You rarely go into the overlays, but these overlays, in my personal opinion, now that, Exiton and Fluffal Chain are banned, so that kind of sucks, but 6 guys are very helpful. And that takes care of my deck profile. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my other videos. And thank you, and have a nice, wonderful day, night, beautiful morning thing. I messed up my own outro. How does that make you feel? Don't forget, you know what? That's just what happened. Thank you, have a wonderful night, day thing.